Now, first on the Western Slope, you're watching KREX 5 News at 6 p.m.
Good evening and thanks for watching KREX 5 News at 6. I'm Adrian Thomas. New tonight, a person has died after being hit by an Amtrak train near Palisade this morning. Shortly before 10:45 this morning, deputies with the Mesa County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to the area of 35 Road and Front Street on reports of a person being hit by a train. According to a Mesa County Sheriff's spokesperson, the individual died at the scene. A tweet from Amtrak's official alert service says the train remained stopped east of Grand Junction for about 5 hours due to a trespasser incident. We will continue to provide more details as they are made available. And KREX has been your main source for information on COVID-19 or the novel coronavirus spreading around the globe. We continue to bring you the latest case count for Colorado, the United States, and the world as a whole. Now remember, all this case data comes from the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment's website. If we don't list your county, you can find that data on that webpage under the Coronavirus Disease 2019 banner and then case data. And it's important to note that most of these numbers are the total case count, meaning the total number of cases recorded since the COVID-19 pandemic started. For Mesa County, the last count is now at 34 cases, and again, that's according to the state. Montrose is currently at 72 cases with their most recent update. Delta County is now at 19. Garfield County now has 70 cases. And for Colorado as a whole, there are over 9,400 cases. Colorado has also confirmed 411 deaths now due to COVID-19. And according to Johns Hopkins, there are now 726,645 cases in the United States with 37,938 deaths. Globally, cases are now over 2.3 million confirmed cases, and the global death toll is now at 158,691. But about 591,000 people have recovered from the virus globally. And back to local COVID-19 news, North Avenue in Grand Junction was bumper to bumper early this afternoon as Governor Polis' stay-at-home order has some people taking to the streets. KREX 5's Jessica Batista has the story.
Some people are fed up with the stay-at-home order.
There's a grip on us. I can't stay at home anymore.
Saturday's protest, people drove their cars down North Avenue while waving American flags.
We open Colorado because all this is just a bunch of bull.
Some people at the protest feel COVID-19 is being made into a bigger deal than it actually is.
I believe it's real, but I also believe, the swine flu and all that we didn't close down for.
Many are hoping this event is going to get the government's attention.
I have to let the government know. Start letting up.
By letting people go back to work in their daily activities.
Library, the thrift stores, eating out at restaurants.
And the thought of being able to do those activities again is a reason many people are protesting.
I saw Mark standing here all by himself, so I turned around and came back.
This parade ended up being a big event, a lot of cars and a lot of noise.
And the protesters are hoping this big event will stop the stay-at-home order.
Safe to go out. We are safe to resume regular activities.
First on the Western Slope, Jessica Batista, KREX 5 News.
Now our affiliate station KDVR reports a similar rally will be held in Denver tomorrow to protest Governor Polis' stay-at-home order. The order is set to end April 26 after state officials reevaluate the COVID-19 situation in Colorado. Vice President Mike Pence traveled to Colorado today to speak at the U.S. Air Force Academy graduation. The ceremony in Colorado Springs looked different than in previous years. Cadets practiced social distancing and no spectators attended. Pence had planned to send a video message, but he opted to go in person when organizers decided to hold the event on campus. Pence said during his speech he knows this is a trying time for the nation. He said he wanted to be with the cadets as they begin their service. Much of the country remains shut down, with many colleges foregoing in-person graduation events because of the pandemic. And the Colorado Labor Department announces updates on unemployment benefits that will go into effect Monday. The department will begin taking unemployment benefit applications under the CARES Act, paying the additional $600 per week in unemployment benefits, while also launching other new points of access for unemployed workers to obtain information. The new benefit rollout includes unemployment to self-employed and independent contractors, Colorado's unemployment rate rose sharply to 4.5% in March, and a much bigger spike is expected as the state economy slows even more during the pandemic. The State Department of Labor also says unemployment increased from a historic low of 2.5% in February and surpassed the U.S. unemployment rate for the first time since 2005. And we've been following the impact of the CARES Act, the massive economic stimulus package to ease economic hardship caused by coronavirus. But recently, Senators Michael Bennet and Cory Gardner of Colorado came out together to call for more of this funding to go to rural communities. A provision in the CARES Act states only local governments in areas with populations over 500,000 residents can apply directly for this emergency funding. In a KREX5 exclusive, Senator Bennet tells me why he doesn't support this provision and what he and other lawmakers in Washington are doing to make sure rural governments and communities get their fair share of funding.
Can you explain that provision a little bit more?
Yeah, what that provision said was that every state would be guaranteed a certain amount of money, and then you would plus up based on the population. So Colorado, for example, got about $2.23 billion from the CARES Act, which is substantial, although not substantial enough to deal with everything we've got to deal with. And then it also said that counties that have more than 500,000 in population can apply directly to the Treasury for their relief. That never made any sense to me. I don't know why that was included in the original provision, and I think there are a lot of communities in Colorado that are much smaller than that want to have direct access as well. So we're working through that right now. We're working with the governor's office and with the leadership in the House and the Senate to see whether we can modify this in the next COVID bill.
And continuing with how Colorado lawmakers are handling the COVID-19 pandemic in Washington, this week we brought you the stories of local businesses utilizing the Payroll Protection Program, a way to support small businesses during massive closures and cutbacks from the pandemic. But current funding for the program is about to run dry. Keeping now on what's happening in Sorry, folks. KREX5's Kate Asaf sat down virtually with Representative Scott Tipton, who discussed the current level of funding and how much of that we might see here on the Western Slope.
I know that we said that the funds were basically exhausted, but of the ones that have already been appropriated, how many or what percent would be coming to our area, a more rural area?
You know, for the state of Colorado, I visited with a number of our local banks. They've reached out and made thousands of loans. I don't have the total number in right now. I think we've accounted as a state for about 2% of the loans that were made in the country. So there was obviously a lot of demand, and I know there's still some demand. I talked to a couple of small business owners this morning who hope to be able to get their applications approved and to be able to have the resources to be able to keep the business going and to keep their people employed.
To watch the full interview with Representative Tipton on the Payroll Protection Program, head to westernslopenow.com. Taking a look at some national headlines, Major League Baseball is stepping up to take part in a new nationwide study to help researchers detect COVID-19 antibodies. According to NPR, 27 of the MLB's teams will participate in the research, and it's not just players, but executives, food vendors, and even family members. Doctors say antibodies appear as part of the immune system's response to coronavirus. If the test results are positive for antibodies, that could mean people were infected but didn't show symptoms, and now they're possibly immune to the disease. Researchers say the data could provide information about the infection rate of the virus. The league has a wide variety of demographics, and researchers say without the MLB's participation, this type of study would have taken months to set up.